Hey guys, so I have decided to, that is annoying me. I have decided to kind of redo a few things on my channel. The Army Wife Talk videos are now just gonna be me like checking in with you guys and talking to you guys about just stuff in general, you know, things that are going on in my life and craziness that abounds and stuff like that. So I decided to try to post videos on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So that gives me Tuesdays, Thursdays, and sometimes on the weekends to film things. I don't usually film on the weekends. I usually edit on the weekends. So hopefully I'm going to try to film like a lot of videos on Tuesday and stuff like that. So my Monday videos are going to be called Military Monday. So it's going to be anything military oriented in general, you know, like books or fiction books that have to do with, you know, military-esque things, talking about the new season of Army Wives, which I'm really irritated about. They're taking away some of my favorite characters and I hate, sorry, I'll go with that one later. You know, going over a few military basics, you know, military 101 things for some new Army wives or military wives out there, you know. I'm still learning. I've only been in military life for almost 4 years now. Yeah. So I'm still learning and I can learn along with you guys, and anything new that comes up, you know, I will try to let you know. It's not going to be like news and stuff because that's just not me. I don't like doing news. Hold on. I'm going to move you a little bit more forward here. There we go. I feel better now. So yeah. So today is going to be our first episode. Ooh, sorry. Our first issue, Military Monday, and I'm just going to talk about a few military books that I have that I really like. Some of them are informative, some of them are silly, some of them are just really good. There's another one I want to purchase that I haven't purchased yet, that I will be discussing. So yeah, all the book titles and authors and stuff will be linked down below in the info bar. I also have a blog that I haven't really been keeping up with, but I'm going to try to start keeping up with it now. It's called The Red, White, and Blue Life, and I'm probably going to do a post on these books. I have organizing tips, I have military, and I just have basic things on the blog. I think it's on Blogspot or Blogger. Yeah, it's Blogger. That's what it's on. It's on Blogger. So yeah, let's just jump right into the books. So the first one my husband got for me as a funny joke, because some of this stuff is pretty outdated. They don't really do a lot of this anymore in the middle sometimes, you know, for wives and things. But it is called the Army Wife Handbook, and it's by Anne Crossley and Carol A. Keller. There's their names. But we got married. This was like a little wedding gag gift he got. It talks, you know, it's got like first impressions, correspondence, how to write letters, and telephone manners, and dressing for the occasion, which some of these things are still relevant, you know, like when you go to certain balls and things, they do have dress codes to balls and events and stuff like that. But he bought this for me as kind of a, like, this is how to address invitations and how to write them properly, and, you know, military funerals. Some of this stuff is important to read. I really do think so. There's a section in here, I don't really care about table manners or phone manners. First impressions is very important, especially when you're meeting your husband's like CO, commanding officer, or like the post commander, post general. Yeah, I met the post commander, post commander. I met him when we moved to Texas, Fort Hood. That was our base. I met him when we moved there, and it was he was quite a funny man. He was very nice, very sweet guy. But, you know, you have to just, you know, I like that. There's also in the back of the book, there's all like the ranks. It has pictures. See, it has, you know, pictures of what's what in the ranks, and that's something very important to learn, because if you look at their patches, you know, you can see, okay, that's a lieutenant, that's a colonel, that's a lieutenant colonel, that's a general, you know, that's a sergeant, that's a staff sergeant. Yeah, that's something you need to know, because you don't want to look like an idiot, especially when your husband is an NCO and stuff. You don't really want to look like a dork. Yeah, that would not be cool. But I really think this is kind of, like, it has a whole section on teas, like having a tea. I don't think I've ever had a tea as an Army wife, but it was a kind of little gag gift from him, but I still think it is kind of important. I like the military functions from parades to weddings, because that is very important. Because you will be going to parades and chains of command ceremonies and things like this. So it is important to have. So yeah, I really like this book. This was like one of the first ones. Here's another one. Married to the Military, a survival guide for military wives, girlfriends, and women in uniform. This one is a little bit more like lighthearted and funny. Meredith Leyva, Leyva. That's her name. You know, this has like, I don't know. Getting started in the military, daily stuff, community and family resources, healthcare benefits, you know, the whole kit and caboodle is pretty much in here. And it's a really, you know, it's not a very thick book, but it's really good. I keep this around just in case, you know, I want to look at something, or, you know, like it shows you the LES, which is leave an earnings statement, aka your pay stub. So yeah, it has pictures of all that and stuff, so you can kind of learn it. This is a really good one. A lot of these you can find them at your PX or Amazon or Barnes & Noble or something. The next one that I have is called When Duty Calls, a handbook for families facing military separation by Carol Van Desketieg. I'm so probably butchering that, but this is a really good book. I bought this with our first deployment that we had. It has resources. It has talks about even death, like if your spouse dies, what's gonna happen, and you know what's gonna go on, and you know, the we regret to inform you letters and all this stuff that you don't want to read about, but you need to think about, you need to know about it. It's just, but it has lots of good, you know, tips for deployed parents. You know, there's a family deployment guide, like legal records, thing you have to have. Yeah. So stuff like that, you know. A PO, a power of attorney, and a will, which we need to make one. We need to do that. And stuff like that, you know. That's just stuff that you have to do. It's not something you want to talk about, it's not something you want to think about, but it's something that you have to do. So, yeah, this is a really good book to be able to read about that if you're new, and if your husband is new. It talks about, you know, deployment for the soldier too. It's not just for the family member. So this is a really good book. I got this one at our PX that we were at. Okay, then this one's called Life After Deployment. Military Families Share Reunion Stories and Advice. It's Karen A. Pavlicin. She also wrote Surviving Deployment. There's her name, and there's the book cover, and there's what it's called. But it talks about lots of good stuff. stuff. I don't want the answers. Planning, you know, like how to plan the reunion. And like, you know, she calls the chapters called Learning to Dance Again. And it's kind of about learning to function again as a family unit, because you've been functioning so long, you know, by yourself, just a single parent, and you've been functioning like that for a long time, and it can be really difficult. It's not easy. It's stressful. I know. My husband's been home about 7 months from a deployment, and he was gone 361 days. Yeah. I will never forget any moment of that ever. But this is a really good book. It teaches you about intimacy, you know, what to do about intimacy things, and how to, you know, get your soldier back into the swing of civilian-ish, not civilian life, but life away from theater. That's kind of really good. It's kind of important. But you know, it's really, you know, it's got stories from actually Army military wives and, you know, soldiers in here, and it's really good. It even talks about grief in here. A lot of these books talk about death. A lot of them do, because it is just a part of our lives on excuse me, on an everyday basis. Now I'm going to talk about one that's not like a super like informative, informational book. I think it's just something good to read. This is called My War, Killing Time in Iraq, Colby Buzzell, Buzzell. It is actually a book written by a soldier about his time in Iraq. It's like his journal entries and stuff, and he put it into a book so people can really see what it's like. Let's see. Chicago Sun-Times said, remarkable, blunt, honest, and often hilarious. Let's see. Esquire, the most extraordinary writing yet produced by a soldier of the Iraq War. So this is a really good book just to read. I mean, not every soldier's experience is the same as this guy. He was a machine gunner. So, but I think this is something good to read for the wives. We can kind of maybe get a little bit of what's going on, what our soldiers sees, and kind of what he feels like through this book. And it's kind of just his journal entries and things, which I really like. I found this at Goodwill. So it's a Penguin is the people who did it, published it, I think. I'm pretty sure you can find it on Amazon. I will try to find the link below, find the link for it. If I don't find it for the YouTube video, hopefully it'll be on my blog. I plan to do a blog post about these books and have everything, titles and everything written down. And my last one so far that I have, my last book, I've got one more that I've got a couple more books that I want to purchase. So I'll probably be doing another small military, you know, book review-ish kind of thing. But this is probably one of my favorites. And the first four were informative learning books. The last one was a story. This one, Chicken Soup for the Military Wives' Soul. I have been looking for this book since we got married. I love the Chicken Soup books. I always have loved the Chicken Soup books. I had a bunch of them. After I read them, I donated a lot of them, or I gave them away to people who I thought could really use them. You know, but this is my favorite. It talks about missing you. It talks about, let's see, chapters. There's the red, white, and blue. There's a missing you. There's military brats, which is fun. There's holidays military style. You know, there's just lots of things about PTSing, you know, things about death, you know, things about, and these are all stories from real people, and that's what really makes me love this book so much, because I can read this book and I can know, okay, there was somebody who went through the same things that I am going through right now, and she did it, or he did it. You know, they did it. You know, they didn't, it was tough, it was hard, but they did it. They got through, and I can say I've done it. I've got through a full deployment. I mean, my husband was 4 days from being gone, an exact year, and he was the last group to leave of his company. He was the last ones to come home. Like, my best friend's husband came home before mine, and so, you know, this book, when I would be mad or depressed or upset, I would pull this book out and I would read this book. I would reread stories and poems and things over and over again, because I love this book so much. And I wish I could read an excerpt, but I don't want to get in trouble. I can read a quote. This is from Albert Einstein. It says, "The greatest formal talent is worthlessness if we do not serve a creativity which is capable of shaping the cosmos." It's Albert Einstein. I mean, there's lots of fun quotes in here and things like that, you know, about military life and stuff. Ow, I'm sorry. I mean, it's great. This is a really good book. If you know anybody in the military, or somebody who's going to be marrying into the military soon, and you want to get them a wedding present, but you don't want to get them like your traditional wedding present, you know, linens, towels, la la la, I would say get her this. If you just want to get her like a present at a bachelorette party, get this. This is really good. The next book that I'm going to purchase, you know, I can't say enough about this book. I've read this book like a gajillion times, it seems like. Excuse me, I'm really sleepy. I've read this book a gajillion times, it seems like, and I will never not read it. I just love this book. I really do. So when I get my new books in and after I've read them, I'll do like a little book review on them for a Military Monday, so you guys can kind of, you know, see what just give you a little bit about what I like, because I know you could like read the reviews on Amazon and stuff, and a lot of times, if I really like a book, really like something, I'll write it in the margins. I'll, you know, have it, I'll just make it where it's my personal book and I will not get rid of it. So, yeah. But those are some of my favorite, you know, military books, you know, right now. My 4 informative ones, you know, the ones about actually give you resources and tips and stuff, and then I had 2 that were just pleasurable reads. They were not anything more than that. But that is my Military Monday for this Monday. I'm going to try to start doing these videos every Monday. Have one of every Monday. Hopefully every Monday. I'm thinking about Wednesday being, I don't know yet about Wednesday. I'll figure it out. Okay. But that's it for today. I'm going to try to link all of my Twitter and my Tumblr, which Tumblr is just random spouts and things and stuff. I'm trying to link my Tumblr below and my Twitter and my blog below and all this kind of stuff. And if I don't link them below, I'm sorry. I forgot. But yeah, that is the Military Monday for today, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you guys got some good information out of it and some good books to go out and read, or maybe you might want to go out and buy one for if you have a military person in your family, or you know someone who's going through a deployment or something like that. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great day and enjoy the rest of your week, and that is it for today. See you guys later. Bye.